द 2G कनेक्शन। इस ज्ञान यज्ञ के अंतर्गत हम पिछले 3 दिनों से पूज्य स्वामिनी विमलानंदा जी के श्रीमुख से गुरु महात्म्य का स्तवन कर रहे हैं। गुरु कृपा से हमारा जीवन सार्थक हो जाता है, संवर जाता है। The love that the Guru has towards his disciples is unconditional. Those who bask in this love feel fulfilled. The Guru doesn't expect anything from us. But when we receive so much from the Guru, our hearts are full of gratitude and devotion. In Chinmay Mission, as you all know, we have a parampara of offering this gratitude and love in the form of Guru Dakshina. तो आइए हम अपनी कृतज्ञता व्यक्त करते हैं गुरु दक्षिणा की भेंट द्वारा. The account details are provided in the poster on your screens as well as in the chat box, and it will remain there. You may please take note. As we have been informing you for the last 3 days, we are happy to invite you all for a special guided Guru Paduka Puja in the presence of Swamini Vimlananda Ji on the 24th of July, which is Shri Guru Purnima, from 7 a.m. to 8:15 a.m. You can either just watch, or if you wish, you can participate in the puja sitting in the comfort of your own homes, as the puja samagri list will be shared on your screens and you can just follow along. We urge you all to make the most of this opportunity. Another upcoming program that we have is about the Mantra Sadhana Retreat. Chinmay Gardens कोयम्बटूर ने मंत्र साधना शिविर का आयोजन किया है. ये एक 8 सप्ताह का रेसिडेंशियल प्रोग्राम है आपकी व्यक्तिगत साधना को बढ़ाने के लिए. सारे कोविड प्रोटोकॉल्स का पूरी तरह से पालन किया जाएगा. इससे ज्यादा जानकारी के लिए पोस्टर पर दिए गए नंबर पर संपर्क कीजिए. ये स्वामिनी जी की उपस्थिति में होगा. वो आचार्य हैं इस शिविर की. Before we start the program for today, I would once again want to remind you that if you have any questions, please post them in the chat box. And tomorrow being our last day, Swamini ji can address your questions and you can get your replies tomorrow.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा Om Shri Mahagणपतये Namaha. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Om Shri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niyatam Karnamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Shri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Vande Guru Paramparam. Hari Om and Namaskar to everyone. We have understood the importance of the Guru in our life. Everyone needs a Guru. And we have also seen that the way to connect with the world outside is through our mobile set. But the more the connections we make, the faster the connections we make with the world outside, what happens? Our batteries get discharged faster. Remember that. We make lots of connections with everyone in the world, our batteries get discharged. Batteries get discharged faster. But when we make connection with Guru and God, what happens? Our batteries get recharged. See the difference. When we make connections with the world outside, our body and mind gets affected at first. But when we make contact with the Guru and God, our body and mind becomes rejuvenated, inspired, elevated, etc. Now what we find, we saw yesterday the importance of faith, the importance of respect for the Guru. We also see that the Guru as a personality, as a person outside is important. Initially, it is always that. However, from that person, as we advance and mature in our own spiritual seeking, जैसे जैसे हमारी परिपक्वता बढ़ती है, हम मार्ग पे आगे चलने लगते हैं, वैसे वैसे गुरु एक बाहरी व्यक्ति नहीं रहता। वो कौन बन जाते हैं? वो हमारे अंदर के गुरु बन जाते हैं। The Guru inside you becomes active, or the Guru outside activates the Guru inside. Some people call it Shaktipat, but not necessarily a Shaktipat as someone touching you or something. It gives you knowledge. It gives you that Jnana Shakti which we talk about. And then what happens with that Jnana Shakti? Viveka Shakti, Jnana Shakti. What happens? Our inner. We understand the actual Guru Tattva, not as Pramana, but the goal to be reached. He is not just the means to the knowledge, but he becomes what? The goal to be reached. Guru Sakshat Para Brahma Tasmai Shri. Then we talked about Sthavaram Jangamam Vyaptam Yatkinjit Sachacharam. We left with a couple of questions. First question was that Sthavaram Jangam, he pervades. Now what happens when we have images of Guru or images of God? Remember, we are talking at three levels. We are talking at the level of what? At the level of the Guru as a person, Guru as God, and Guru as Brahma or Atma. So we find this image, like we have the image of God. to Ganesha temple, Shiva temple, etc., etc., we have God images. Do we actually see God in these images? Do we actually see God in these images? The first important thing before even talking about seeing God in these images is that in all these images, do you see one God? Do you see one in everything? Because here it says Thavaram, Jangamam, Vyaptam, that one thing which is Vyapta in all the Thavara and Jangam. You know, it will be very difficult to see God or Atma Tattva or something in something, you know, like a mic or a table or a chair or a computer. More likely is to see it in an image of God. Is it true or not? In a Ganesha, in a Shiva and all that. But the first important thing that is to be done is, first we have to resolve this thing of many images, one God. When I see Shiva and when I see Ganesha, do I see the same Ishvara in both or do I see different? And I'm telling you, 99.999% of us see differences. Is it a fact or not? We feel what? First Ganesha Puja. Then what? Saraswati Puja. Then what? Something Puja, Guru Puja. Then, as though they are different. See, to understand, I mean, to do Ganesha Puja first is very fine, nothing wrong with that. But to understand Ishvara as Ganesha who removes obstacles, Ishvara as Saraswati who gives knowledge, Ishvara as Guru who gives great knowledge. Are you understanding? But our understanding is not like that. Our understanding is what? This one is different, that one is different, this one is today I did Lakshmi Puja, tomorrow I can do what? Puja. As though they are different. Now, if I can't see one God in all these images, how am I ever going to see that one Tattva, that one God, that one Guru Tattva in what? Sthavaram, Jangamam, Vyaptam. Are you understanding? Even in an image of God. That's why I many times feel sometimes Christians and Muslims are better off. At least for them, there's one God. If we, one God thing is not there in us, there is a question of Jiva, Ishwara and Jagat being one. Sthavara Jangamam, one Tattvam to be able to see. Impossible that even in God we can't see oneness. In the images of God. So in our mind, whenever we see, we will see also shlokas like what? What do you say? Sarva Deva Namaskaram, Keshavam Prati Gacchati and all. We say it, but in our mind, these differences are so strong, it becomes very difficult to see oneness amongst all these. And I'm telling you, it is very interesting. See, in an image of God, when we go to a temple, we see a Ganesha. We say, oh, Bhagwan, Bhagwan. We actually can address Bhagwan. That is one place. But we don't understand that we can equally see images of God in something which is inert. I mean, as a table or a chair. And interesting thing is, where Bhagwan manifests more as life in people, we are not able to see. So what we will do, an image or a photo of a Guru, we can say, oh, Guru, Guru, Guru. But immediately the next person who's standing there as a, what do you call it, a living being, we will feel like insulting that person, hatred to the person. Now when we are saying what? Sthavaram, Jangamam, Vyaptam. When there is only that one tattva we can see, that is what the Guru shows us. In all living beings, in all inner things, to be able to see what? That one tattva. Do you understand how far we are from such vision? Yes. We may repeat all this 100 times, but how far? We're not able to see. We're not able to see. Many times, if you see, even we are not able to see people as one, what is it called? One, even as one, like citizens of one country. We divide over there. One family also we divide. This is my brother's family, this is my sister's family, this one's family. So there is, our perception is always of division. And here what I'm saying, Sthavaram, Jangamam, Vyaptam, Yat Kinchit Sacharacharam, Tatpadam, Darshitam, Yena. You understand? So therefore, to be able to see oneness is an extremely important thing. And that Bhagwan is everywhere. And the beauty is, because Bhagwan is everywhere, he can be invoked anywhere. It's a very important thing. What? Bhagwan is everywhere, and so he can be invoked what? Anywhere. Let's say what Prahlad did. What did Prahlad do? What did Prahlad do? His father asked him, "Where is your God?" He said, "He's everywhere." He said, "Is he in that pillar?" Yes, of course he's in that pillar. And what happened? Hiranyakashipu kicked the pillar. He says, "Oh, okay, your Bhagwan is there. Show me over." And he kicked. And what happened? Bhagwan emerged as Narasimha. It is like in the entire wire with electrical connection, you can invoke electricity anywhere in the connection. Is it true or not? Anywhere you cut it and you just immediately what will you find? You find the electric current. Why? Because it is everywhere. So because God is everywhere, he can be invoked anywhere. Do you remember that? He can be invoked anywhere. Why? Because he's everywhere. Similarly, the Guru Tattva is everywhere, so it can be invoked anywhere. For example, you can learn from nature. You can learn from a piece of grass. You can learn from watch in your hand. You can learn from a camp. You can learn from anything. Why? Guru Tattva is everywhere. And Guru gives what? Knowledge, which removes what? Ignorance. So anything and everything. That is why they say, Vishwam Gurur Mama. The whole world is mine. Avadhuta also said, everything. Akash is my guru, Vayu is my guru, Prithvi is my guru, everything and anything can become a guru and I can learn a lesson. Every incident of life can become my guru. Why? Because God is everywhere, he can be invoked anywhere, we can learn from everything, we can gain knowledge from anything, anywhere, anytime, all the time. Okay? So we have to learn now how to see this Guru Tattva in and through our life. As a person, as Ishvara, and as our own Atma. Let us go to the next verse of this Guru Sutra.
Chinmayam vyapiyat sarvam, Chinmayam vyapiyat sarvam, Trailokyam sacharacharam, Trailokyam sacharacharam, Tatpadam darshitam yena, Tatpadam darshitam yena, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Now, the previous verse, Sthavaram Jangamam Yakam, when we say Guru Tattva as nothing but Atma Tattva, we can understand it as Sat Swarupa. Let me explain this to you because this verse will explain what is Chit Swarupa. See, the mind exists, your computer exists, everything exists. Existence pervades every existing object. Okay. How do you understand that Paramatma pervades everything? Because everything exists. Remember, क्या है? सब वस्तुओं का अस्तित्व होता है. So, सब वस्तुओं का जो अस्तित्व है, वही सत स्वरूप है, जो सब में व्याप्त है. सत्ता है, सब में व्याप्त है, इसीलिए सबका अस्तित्व है. Every existing object has what? Existence. Okay. So that's Thavaram Jangamam Vyaptam Sat Swarupena Vyaptam. Now we have this thing, Chit. See, this is not a confusing thing about Vedanta. A lot of confusion happens. When we say, does the mic exist? We say, oh, the mic exists. Computer exists. Right? No problem with that. Understanding that existence is there in this. But when we say Chit Chaitanya, does it exist everywhere? We have problems with that. We say this mic is Jada, and you sitting in the sitting and listening, you are what? Chaitanya. I am what? Chaitanya. Now at that time when we say that, we talk of Jada as lifeless and Chaitanya as with life. Have you understood? So what have we done? Mentally, we have said Chaitanya is equal to life. Are you with me? Yeah. We have equated what? Chaitanya as life. When we say this does not have Chaitanya and this has Chaitanya, what are we saying? What are we actually saying? We are saying that what? Mike is lifeless. Vimalananda is alive. Thank God, that's the only way she can give this talk. So she is with life. This is without life. So what are we saying? Chaitanya is equal to life. In our mind, we have made this equation. Chaitanya is equal to life. But life is not everywhere. And we say Chaitanya, what? Is everywhere. Chinmayam vyapiyat sarvam. You understand? So what are we talking about? So Chinmayam is not equal to life. Is that okay? Chinmayam is not something, because if we say Chinmayam vyapiyat sarvam, then life must pervade everywhere. But we know life is not there in this mind. Life is not there in this table. If there was life in this mind, all of a sudden it will start talking. Instead of me talking, it will start talking. I am in trouble. You understand? I don't know what this mic will start saying. It has got its own life. It will be proper. But no, it has no life. It is inert. It is lifeless. I use it as an instrument to talk. It's okay. So Chinmayam, Chaitanya is not life. Then what is Chaitanya? What is Chinmayam? So he said that which manifests as life is Chaitanya. What? That which manifests. It's like electricity manifests as light in the bulb. But electricity is not light. Electricity is the one that what? Manifests as light. Are we all on the same page? Yeah. So similarly, Chaitanya or Chinmayam is not life. Chaitanya manifests as life. When it manifests as life, it needs a medium of manifestation. So in all living beings, Chaitanya manifests as life. Is it okay? Chinmayam vyapiyat sarvam. But even where there is no medium for manifestation, Chaitanya is there. Just because there is no life doesn't mean there is no Chaitanya or Chinmaya or consciousness. Is that okay? चैतन्य सर्वव्यापी है। चैतन्य को जीवन के रूप से व्यक्त होने के लिए, अभिव्यक्त होने के लिए माध्यम की आवश्यकता होती है, जो हम सब जीवित जीवों में होता है। सब जीवों में ये माध्यम होता है, तभी जीवन रूप से प्रकट होता है चैतन्य। लेकिन जड़ वस्तुओं में ये माध्यम नहीं होता है, लेकिन चैतन्य होता है। जैसे फ्यूज बल्ब होता है, उसमें इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है, लाइट नहीं है लेकिन इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है। वैसे ही ये माइक में चैतन्य है, लेकिन अभिव्यक्ति का माध्यम नहीं है, सूक्ष्म शरीर नहीं है, इसलिए जीवन नहीं है, लेकिन चैतन्य है। Is that understood? So चैतन्यम, what is it? चिन्मयम व्यापयत सर्वम। तो इसमें भी चैतन्य है, इसमें भी चैतन्य है। Okay? चिन्मयं व्याप्यत् सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। क्योंकि क्या है ना, हमेशा हमको ऐसे ही लगता है कि कुछ प्रकाश होगा, भगवान ने चैतन्य, जैसे ही चैतन्य शब्द का ना कुछ प्रकाश आता है, कुछ ज्ञान भान लाइट, कुछ ऐसे ऐसे हम कल्पना करने लगते हैं। तो ऐसी कल्पना नहीं होती है, वो कल्पना अतीत है। तो इसलिए कहा गया क्या है कि वही अभी ईश्वर को क्या समझना चाहिए? गॉड इज द वन दैट मैनिफेस्ट आल्सो लाइफ। गॉड इज लाइफ। इसलिए क्या करना चाहिए? हर जीव है वो महत्व का है। एवरी लाइफ शुड बी रिस्पेक्टेड बिकॉज़ इट इज अ मैनिफेस्टेशन ऑफ दैट सेम कॉन्शियसनेस, ऑफ दैट सेम ईश्वर। इज इट ओके? Every life should be respected, not just human life. Every life. Why? Because it is a manifestation of myself. If I worship God and then I show disrespect to other life, what am I doing? It's like I worship many times गुरु की होती है। गुरु के शरीर को इसको एक बार हुआ, एक शिष्य था, तो गुरु बैठे थे तो एक मक्खी आई, तो गुरु के पैर पे बैठी तो उसने थाप देके गुरु के पैर को एक लगाया। बोले क्या कर रहे हैं? बोले मक्खी को हटा। अरे मार रहे हैं, गुरु के पैर को मार रहे हैं। फिर दो शिष्य थे, वो एक पैर को दबा रहा था, एक दूसरा दूसरे पैर को दबा रहा था। तो वो कहा नहीं ये मेरा पैर है, ये मेरा पैर है। दोनों झगड़ा कर रहे हैं। ये पैर, बेचारे गुरु कह रहे हैं ये तेरा पैर नहीं है, मेरा पैर है। So what happens is, see, that Chaitanya, that same Paramatma is in everything. So when I'm disrespectful to one jiva, I'm disrespectful to that which manifests as that Ishvara or that Paramatma or that Guru that manifests as this. Are you with me? So if I have this knowledge, I can't disrespect life. I cannot take away life. I cannot insult it. Why? Because in that heart of everyone, there is the same Paramatma. That is why Tulsidas ji said what? Siya Ram main sab jag jana, karo pranama chori chupa. Everyone I do namaskar to. You know, there used to be a great sage called Swami Chidananda Maharaj of the Divine Life Society. So for donkey also goes he will do namaskar. So people used to laugh at him. What is wrong with him? See, they are not understanding his drishti. His drishti is what? Chinmayam vyapyat sarvam. Trailokyam sacharacharam sthavaram jangamam vyaptam. You understand? For us it is difficult to see in a donkey that same Chaitanya as it is in some other image. But for him, for that great saint, it was very easy to see. I always remember this wonderful experience I had in the presence of Gurudev. There was a question answer session going on and lots of people were sitting over there. And they were asking questions to Gurudev. So someone in the audience asked Gurudev, Gurudev, is there God? And if there is God, who is he? Is he Shiva or Krishna or Rama? This was the question. And Gurudev is Gurudev. He said, oh God, why do you sit in the audience and test me? What did he see? What did he see? He did not see some people and all that. He said, Bhagwan in all these forms. Bhagwan, Sacharacharam Vyaptam. Then he did answer the question, but for him his drishti was what? Sthavaram Jangamam Vyaptam Yatkinchit Sacharacharam. You understand? Chinmayam Vyapyat Trailokyam Sacharacharam. Tatpadam Darshitam Yena. Now, let's go to the next verse.
Sarvashruti Shiroratna Sarvashruti Shiroratna Virajita Padambuja Virajita Padambuja Vedandambuja Suryoyaha Vedandambuja Suryoyaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha
Sarva Shruti Shiro Ratna Virajita Padambuja. Ambuja means lotus. Padambuja, lotus feet. The lotus feet of the Guru, Virajita, in them resides. What resides? Ratna Virajitaha. Jewels reside in the feet, lotus feet of the Guru. What Ratna resides in this? So this said, Sarva Shruti Shiraha. Shruti means Vedas. Sarva Shruti, all the Vedas. Shiraha. Shiraha means the highest, the head. Shira means this. So, the highest, the greatest of Vedas are what the Veda. Vedanta is the Shiro of Vedas. Okay. The head or the ultimate knowledge of the Vedas is Vedanta. And in that Vedanta also, the Ratna of Vedanta is what? Ratna of Upanishads is what? The Mahavakyas. The knowledge that you and the Supreme Truth are one and one alone. That is Shiro Ratna. Virajita Padambuja. resides at the feet, lotus feet of the Guru. Means what? Feet is what we stand on, isn't it true? We don't stand on our head. Of course, when you can stand, but for how long? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, isn't it? Normally, you will stand on your feet or on your head. So, what is that? He stands on this great knowledge of the truth, that I am that infinite truth. Aham Brahmasmi. This knowledge he stands on. Sarva Shruti Shiroratna Virajita Padambuja. What a wonderful knowledge to stand on. See, Guruji used to say this beautifully. He used to quote this. I think it's a quotation of someone. If you don't stand for something, you fall for everything. So it is important what you stand for, what you stand on. Many times, if you don't stand for certain principles. Like I stand for this. Our Siddhanta. What are the Siddhantas that guide our life? What is the principles that you have? And we all must have these principles. Because if we don't have principles which we stand for, we fall for everything and anything. Because we don't have anything of our own that we stand for, right? So even at that level, we must have principles which we stand for, stand on. We are adding in that, meaning we don't shift from that. This is my principle. I live by these principles. I stand for them, I live by them. Okay? It's very important to have such principles in life, guiding principles in life. And of course, here what is said, the Guru stands on the highest truth, stands for the highest, he represents that. See, it is said in our scriptures, Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. What is that? Very powerful statement actually. What? Brahmavid Brahmaiva. The one who knows Brahma is Brahma. See, when I know a TV, I remain as a knower of TV separate from the TV. But when I know Brahma, Brahma is my Atma. I cannot remain separate. I become Brahma. I am Brahman. I don't become Brahma. I am Brahma. I realize I am Brahma. I am Brahmasmi. So that Brahma, which appears in the form of this Guru, naturally, he is not standing on it. He is absorbed in it. He is one with it. Sarva Shruti Shiroratna Virajita. That is why we worship the feet of the Guru. Paduka Puja we do. Why? Because he stands. And remember, when we do Paduka Puja, don't just think of it as feet and all that. Think of what? Sarva Shruti Shiroratna Virajita Padam Puja. Next time, do you remember that? When you're doing Paduka Puja? Okay. Because otherwise, we do Paduka Puja, Ajaya Namah, Vyaya Namah, Vinashini Namah, we are finishing it. Our whole aim is always, whenever we do puja, is to finish it. Have you realized that? Anytime we do puja, in our home also, anywhere, whole aim is what? Let's what? Finish. So we set ourselves, and then time also, let me see, today I do it in 5 minutes, tomorrow I should do it in 4 minutes. Pata, fat, atam, karo, Ajaya Namah, Vyaya Namah, Vinashini Namah, Chityaya Namah, Advitiyaya Namah, Ketaya Namah. What are you speaking? You know what you are speaking? Ajaya Namah, Ayyo Rama, Avyaya Namah. Are you with me? Atam, karo. Each word has this thing. That's why many times I don't feel like looking at any, like when the people are doing all definition. Wonderful, it's a great thing. I have no doubt about it, all that is there. But I'd rather what? Connect to the what are we speaking? Each word we are speaking, many times we don't even realize what we are speaking, the greatness of the knowledge we are speaking. When we do puja or something, when we chant these slokas and all that. Sarva Shruti Shiroratna Virajita Pada. That pada is not an ordinary pada. I mean, you can look at that pada that we should feel, my God, this is nothing but that Brahma Tattva, which is my own true nature. So it's not there. It remains what? Here in my heart. Sarva Shruti Shiroratna Virajita Padam Puja. Vedantam Ambuja Suryoya. So, in a big, huge lake, there are beautiful lotuses. The lotus blossoms. In the night the lotus closes. And the minute the first rays of the sun comes, what happens? The lotus starts opening up. And it opens with this beautiful fragrance, goes all around, everywhere. And then what happens? The bees come and then they go inside and they take the makaranta, the honey, out of that lotus. Similarly, the vast knowledge is there. What is there? Sarva Vedanta Ambuja. Ambuja means lotus. So, lotus of Vedanta opens up with the light of the Guru. The Surya, who is the Surya? The Guru is the Surya. The Guru is Kirana. So, when the Guru reveals Vedanta, what does he do? He speaks about Vedanta and the Vedanta gives its meaning. All the meanings get revealed to us. When Guru explains, normally when we will read everything, fatafat, nothing goes inside. But when the Guru explains, what happens? We get what is called the moments. I understood. Great, understood. Does it not happen? All of a sudden, your heart starts opening, your mind opens. You see, God, I never thought like this. I never understood. This is new. I always thought I was the body and you're saying the not the body. What is this? Who is this God? Sarvagnya. My God, I never thought Sarvagnya means like that. So what happens? The Guru, what does he do? He reveals. He opens up all the meanings of the Vedanta, the Shastra, the mantras. And what happens? It starts. Okay. All it gets. So जो अर्थ है वो क्या करते हैं? प्रकाशन्ते महात्मनः. याद है क्या? कहा है शास्त्र में यस्य देवे पराभक्ति ही यथा देवे तथा गुरौ तस्यैते कथिता यर्थाः प्रकाशन्ते महात्मनः. यानी जिसको गुरु के प्रति जैसे ईश्वर के प्रति भक्ति है ऐसे ही गुरु के प्रति जो अगर भक्ति है तो क्या होता है? पूरे शास्त्र का ज्ञान उसके लिए क्या हो जाता है? प्रकट हो जाता है. It starts shining. अपने आप से प्रकट होने लगता है. You will understand. Any text you take, you look at it, you start looking at it, the meaning gets revealed to you. It just opens up. Because the Guru's Kripa is there and the meaning just opens. This is the beauty. The Guru can make you, he will just open up. All the mantras otherwise remain hidden to us, their meanings remain hidden to us. Just this Guru's kiran comes, Upadrishti comes, his knowledge comes, his words come, and immediately the meaning starts getting revealed, and we start enjoying that beautiful fragrance, that beautiful honey from this Vedanta. Vedantam Jasmuryoyata Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Next verse.
Chaitanya Shashvata Shantaha Chaitanya Shashvata Shantaha Vyomatito Niranjanaha Vyomatito Niranjanaha Bindunadakalatitaha Bindunadakalatitaha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Chaitanya Shashvata Shantaha and Vyomatita and Niranjana. These are all beautiful words indicating that. Okay, we have already understood that it is not. What? Chaitanya is what? All very, what do you call it? All-pervading consciousness. Shashvataha. Shashvata means what? That which is eternal. So, that which is beyond time. Okay, we have already seen that this is all. Now, the other word is what? Vyomatita, means beyond space. One is what? Beyond space, and the other is beyond time. Now, this concept, let's think a little bit about it. Okay. See, space is an element, remember that. Space is an element. So, it has all those characteristics of an element. Even though we are not able to perceive, even science has made research enough to make us understand that space curves. Through gravity, space curves, especially big masses makes that is what makes the gravity happen. So space curves. So what does it mean? We think that space does not have quality, but space has, because it is the stool. What we see is always gross space. Now please understand this. The concept most of us don't understand. That whatever space that we have conceived, and we are talking about outer space, inner space, whatever space, micro space, nano space, whatever space we are talking about, is all gross element. Okay? So gross element, according to Vedanta, some of you who know it, Panchikrita Panchamahabhuta. So that gross space must have all the other elements also in it. Okay? So it cannot be without any other element. It has to be, because it's gross in nature, so all these other elements are part of it. It has to be there. So now, here it is said, Vyomaditaha, beyond that space. Now, beyond the space is the subtle space. Subtle space is only as sound, okay? The subtle elements exist only as Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. The gross element, this. So even when you see the gross, we are actually perceiving only the subtle part of the gross. Okay? Yeah, if someone, I'm sure someone in the audience is getting what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. As far as don't worry at all. I always feel sometimes people always say, no, we don't understand this or we don't understand that. Please don't worry, because what you did not understand was not for you anyway. Please understand that also. Because if 500 things I speak, and if you don't understand one, don't worry about that one. Worry about the 400 and other things that you did understand. Okay? Because everyone said, no, that I didn't understand. Don't worry. Doesn't understand. Because our ego is what at that time. How can you say, I didn't know? Of course, I'm not very good. Please, you understand, I'm so happy. So, what is said over here? That Vyomatita, beyond the gross and beyond the subtle space, the space is the first creation in all of creation. So, beyond, meaning what? Before creation, before the creation of time, before the creation of space. Whatever is there is timeless and spaceless. This is something we have to understand, because our mind is so colored or so, it can only think in time and space. So when we say Sarva Vyapi, it is everywhere. Immediately what comes, that there is space and there is everywhere. Understand? Then we are thinking also that Chinmaya Vyapi, when the word Vyapi is there, immediately what happens? In the mind what comes? Everywhere. Means what? There is space only. You go like over there also, and there also, and there also, and there. So you're only still in space. The mind can function only in time and space. Do you understand? So when we say that which is beyond time and beyond space has to be beyond thoughts, because thoughts are always in time and space. So that which is beyond time and beyond space is also beyond thoughts. Please keep this thought in mind. Chaitanya Shashwata Shanta. Now, Shanta. Shanta is a beautiful word. Now, wherever there is a Dvaita, there is a Shanti. Many times people said, before I got married, and there was two. And the two always creates the third and the fourth and n number. Is it true or not? You may have two children, but that two children can create hundreds of other problems, right? Hundreds is small. So two, and they will get married, they'll create more and more, and it goes on. So it always starts with two. So, एक में शांति, दो में क्रांति, और तीन में क्रांति. That is what they say. क्रांति हो जाती है. एक में शांति. Avadhuta had 24 gurus, and one of his guru was a Kumarika. There was someone going to come to meet this young girl for marriage purpose, and the parents were outside. This girl went quickly into the kitchen to, rustle up some food, which was this. So she had bangles. Young girls used to love wearing bangles. Nowadays, no one seems to like bangles, but anyway, those days, and that kaach ki chudiya hoti thi. So they make a lot of noise, ching, 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 and all that, So and what happened? She took out both her hands then. So she took out from one hand, but still one hand had so many of them. So she took out from that also. Kept on taking out, kept on taking out. Even when two bangles were there was still some sound. Finally, when she took out that, only one bangle was there, Shanti. You understand? There was no sound at all. So what do you understand? That Shanta, Ek me Shanti. So that one tattva, Shantam Shivam Advaitam. What? Shantam. That Advaita Shanti is what is being taught. See, we are talking about Guru Tattva. The Guru is on the whole Shanta only. Luckily, he is not very interesting, This story, I think probably all of you have heard of it or read it in the Ramayana. There's a story of Kakusuni. He's talking about his Purva Janmas. And at that time, in one of his Janma, he was a Brahmana. And he was taught by his Guru. His Guru was very Samartha Guru. One day, this Guru was sitting in the temple and this Brahmana went there to do Shiva Darshan. And he saw his Guru, but he did not get up. I mean, he did not, the Brahmana was sitting for meditation. The Guru came for doing darshan of Shiva. This Brahmana saw his Guru, but he pretended that he was so absorbed in Shiva Dhyana that he did not do this. Now, Bhagwan Shiva is Antaryami. He knows what is happening in your heart. So the Guru did not mind, if the Shishya insulted him. He said, immature fellow, it's okay. Doesn't matter, he was praying to Bhagwan. But Bhagwan got very angry. He says, you have the guts to insult your Guru? And he says, he cursed. Guru then, and the Shishya was very upset. The Brahmana was very upset. I'm sorry, I should not have. I'm really sorry and all. The Guru pleaded with Bhagwan and said, he's immature. Please, don't give him such a severe punishment. Please reduce. Your words once said will always come true, but please make it a little less. So the Guru pleaded for the sake of this insulting but Shishya. And Bhagwan said, okay, because you have said like this. So Guru Rushte, Shivo Rushte, Gurustrata. Guru Rushte na kaschana. If Bhagwan gets angry, Guru will come in between. But if the Guru gets angry, I don't know who's going to save us. So therefore, don't make the Guru angry. Okay. So, but luckily, they get angry, but the anger comes down also very easily. So we are Shantah, Vyomatito, Niranjana, pure. Pure means what? When there is a second thing, only there is impurity. In India only we have this funny concept of pure milk, pure ghee, pure guru. No, Kashmiri shawl, they say pure, and they just leave it as pure. We don't know pure what. So pure. So pure means, I'm not joking, you'll find shawls like that. 100% pure. But pure what? Pure milk means what? We have not added water in that. There's only milk. Normally we add water, but here we have not added, so it's called pure milk. So anything other than itself, when you add, what is it? It's impure. So here it says Niranjanaha. Anjan nahi hai usme. Anjana also means black. You know that Anjan we have black also. There's no black. There's no trace of ignorance. Niranjanaha, Vyomadi, Niranjanaha. Nada Bindu Kala. Nada Bindu and Kala are stages before creation. Before the gross creation that we see, stages that the creation goes through is Nada, Bindu, Kala. In Tantra Shastra, there's a lot said about all this Nada, Bindu, and Kala. But we understand only as it's before creation. That tattva which remains in its pure state before creation, that pervades the entire creation. Tasmai Shri Gurave. To that, Guru is my namaskar. Let's see the next verse.
ज्ञानशक्ति समारूढ़ः तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः मुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदाता च
Jnana Shakti. In what? In the power of knowledge. Samyakara, who's well attained, Jnana Shakti. So we know there is Ichha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, and Jnana Shakti. Three Shaktis, three powers. But in that also, Jnana Shakti has this, see, once there's a desire, you do action. Yeah, and then you gain. And remember, all gain is in terms of knowledge. Supposing I get money also, if I have money in the bank and I don't know I have money, there is no gain of the money. So all gain is in knowledge. This is another statement which you should keep in mind. Think about it and do this. So if you don't know about it, then it's not gain. Okay? Without knowledge, there is no gain. All knowledge, all gain is in terms of knowledge. Supposing you got a prize, a great prize also, someone this, and you don't know about it. Others know about it, you don't know about it. What is you are not going to get any joy. Anything that you gain in your life is always in terms of what? Knowledge. Once you know about it, only there is a gain. Till that time, there is no gain. Then knowledge, as we already said, is a lot of power. Jnana Shakti Samarudha. Completely established in Jnana Shakti. Now, see, from the day we are born, what is it that we are doing? Moment to moment, from the day we are born, what are we doing? We are only gaining knowledge. 24 hours. The minute you open your eyes, what do you say? Oh, this is the time. What is happening? This is knowledge. Anything that you do, right now also, what are you doing? Please tell me. You're listening to the words are only giving you knowledge. Is it true or not? As I'm speaking, what is happening? Inside you, what is happening? You're increasing your knowledge. So, Jnana Shakti. Jnana is Shakti. However, this Jnana Shakti can, if the right understanding is not there of this knowledge also, you're not able to use it. See, I may have knowledge, but I must also have the ability to use that knowledge for my own good. Is it true or not? Knowledge is there. I know many people, it's like that. I know if you have wonderful, principles and ideas and all that, but you're not able to use it for your own good. Paropadeshe Pandityam. Wisdom and all is there, but I'm not able to use it. Then what is it? So, not only should we have knowledge, the power of knowledge must be there in us, we must have the ability to use it in the right way for the right cause. Is it okay? Otherwise, there's no use of this knowledge. See, many times we listen to a lot of things and all that. We, so to speak, you understand it. A classic example. Every smoker knows what? Cigarette smoking is what? Injurious to health. Every smoker knows that. There's not a single smoker who doesn't know that. Knowledge is there or not? Yes. What is the use of that knowledge? It's a simple thing. So just because there is knowledge, we should have the ability. That gives us strength. That gives us the power. Just knowledge doesn't make it this. The ability to use it, the ability to do something with that knowledge. Any power now, once, until unless we may have power, but if you're not going to use it, it's just there, it's no good. See, you have power in your instrument and all that. But it's only when you use that instrument, otherwise you just keep it charged. Battery is charged, you won't use that instrument at all. Then what is the use of that charged battery? It's no use. So any power, whether it's solid, when it's utilized, when it's in use, then only it has some meaning. This is worldly knowledge, worldly power we are talking about. But here is what? Jnana Shakti. I am the infinite truth. That Shakti, Samarudha. No one can shake this person out of that. I am that infinite truth. That remains in and through everything in their life. Jagat is mithya. This Sri Ramana Maharshi, Mahatma Gandhi sent a message to Sri Ramana Maharshi and said, look, the freedom fight was going on. That some words, if you speak something, it will inspire this whole world. The whole world means all in India. to join the freedom movement much more and all that. You please speak, because your words are very important and very powerful also. You know what he said? When there is a movie on a screen, and in the movie, there is a fire. In the movie, you know, some scene is there, there is fire. Will you take a bucket to what? Put it off? See, he's so established in this knowledge. It's not, when he knows the Jagat is mithya, for him, that is an actual fact. See, that doesn't mean Jnani Purushas don't do. There are so many Jnani Purushas who come into the world, who bless us, who come and give us knowledge. That is all different. But their knowledge does not shake. Jnana Shakti Samarudha. And what happens? Tattva Mala. What is the mala that they wear? Not flowers. Flower mala is beautiful, but what happens to that flower mala after some time? Fragrance goes away, the look of it also, everything becomes all, then you have to take it out and Nirmalya. You know, we take it out. But what mala does he have? Supposing he had the mala of truthfulness, of beauty also, the physical beauty goes away, isn't it true? It doesn't remain. All those malas, all these things don't remain. But what remains? The flowers of virtues, the flowers of values, the flowers of good conduct. That will remain. That remains more. And here it is Tattva. They are what? So Shobhit, beautified by the mala of what? This knowledge. This Tattva mala. We are talking about this all the time. See, I told you, this Guru Stotram, we always thought, when we read Guru Stotram also, we already have images of a person. And then we all become very emotional and we cry also. I've also done that many times. I would say this Guru Stotram and tears and all. But what I always used to think of them as a what? As a person. As a Guru, as a person. And then it's, oh, Guru. We are saying what? Tattva Mala Vibhushitaha. And I will imagine Gurudev with one nice flower mala. I'm speaking what? Tattva Mala. And in my mind, what is going on? I will see Gurudev, a nice mala will be there. And I say, oh, how good. And this is what I love. Bhukti Bhukti Pradatacha. And I tell you, everyone will love this. If you don't want Bhukti, not to worry at all, he can give you Bhukti. Bhukti everyone wants. Is it true or not? Bhukti everyone wants. Udiya Babaji had this thing, that he had invoked Annapurni. And in Orissa, there was a great famine. And he had this, Annapurna had blessed her, mother had blessed her, that if he ate even one morsel from the house of anyone, that house would never suffer from hunger ever. So he used to go from house to house and say, give me one morsel, one grain of food, give me. Some people used to say, Arey, kuch nahi hai, hum aapko kyun denge? They would shut their the doors. But some would say, okay, fine, take this. And what was happening? So he can give you bhukti also. There were people who used to go to Gurudev and all that and say, please, bless me with this and that. And there are people who have told they were blessed with children also and all. Atmadev story is there in the Bhagavatam. When the Guru blessed, gave him a fruit and said, you give it to your wife and you will get a child. There are many, many stories. That is why in the Upanishads also it is said, Tasmat Atmaknyaha Archayet Bhuti Kama. Buddha Upanishad says what? That even people with worldly desires must worship Atma-Jnani. Why you should worship with Atma-Jnani? Because they have no desires of their own. Ishvara Ichha becomes their Ichha. Okay, so whatever they do. So if you put a desire or if you put a sankalpa in the mind of a Brahma-Jnani, that sankalpa becomes Ishvara sankalpa and it gets fulfilled. Okay, normally they don't do their own sankalpas. Okay, they have no sankalpas of their own. But if your sankalpa becomes his sankalpa, that becomes Ishvara sankalpa and it gets fulfilled. Simple. Because it becomes Samashti Sankalpa. Samashti Sankalpa is fulfilled in no time at all. So in your life, whenever you see something just happening just like that, it becomes Samashti Sankalpa, it's getting fulfilled. Or it's your Prarabdha. If you want to take it as your Prarabdha, you take it as your Prarabdha. You want to take it as Samashti Sankalpa, take it as Samashti Sankalpa. So if you worship a great man, what happens? His sankalpa is so strong, and whatever he desires, whatever comes to his mind gets done. This is seen in the life of all great minds. Sometimes something they will give to a person and their life changes. They make some statement like that. It used to happen when some Babajis used to be there. Nityananda Baba. He used to say something and they will people, who used to play satta and whatever numbers, they will take down this and they will make some calculations from what he has spoken and say, oh, he said this number. And they will bet on that number and they will win. So they had that faith that any number he gives will become what? He never meant any of that. He used to speak something, but they are such Siddha Purushas. Anything that comes out of them becomes what? Siddha. That doesn't mean you and I go for that. Huh? Yes. Otherwise, you will say, I know of so many people, if you see any Udupi restaurant in Bombay or anywhere in Karnataka, you will find a wonderful, beautiful photograph of Nityananda Baba. All of them will have. So many of them, because used to go around those areas and thousands of devotees have got so many experiences of them becoming what? Like gaining so much of bhakti. Bhakti. But remember, he can give you bhakti and he can also give you what? You get bhakti, after some time what will happen? But again, what? Hungry. Again you have to go. Remember, if you get bhakti, you'll come up. Now, many times remember this. If someone gives you something, that can be taken away also. This is very important. What? If something can be given, it can be what? Taken away. So I used to always think about this. Supposing by any chance, someone got mukti. By what? Someone guru's grace or someone gave it or someone, that way. Then what happened? It could be what? This is one of the greatest fears of a seeker. Even the lot of effort you got mukti, let us say. And supposing for some good reason that only Bhagavan knows, he says, okay, again I'm starting creation, one more this, again Jiva come back. What is going to happen? See, the Shastras tell us no that na punar bhava, you will not come back again. So we have to only have Shraddha on that scriptures, which is not a good enough thing for a seeker. Because always that fear is there. I went through so much of this. How much of years and years, this is aneka janma. So many janmantara sadhana I did and this thing. Finally I got what? Mukti. Because my Guru said, okay, fine, Tathastu, here it is. Take it. Then what happened? Suppose he says, no, अभी मुक्त हो गया है, लेकिन तू वापस आए जगत के कल्याण के लिए भेजो उसको. What will happen? What will happen? Again, you are what? So, see, these doubts can come to people. Now, if you really think about it, you may have this type of a doubt. Shastra has said, no, it will never come back, it will never come back. But remember, mukti happens in the mind, okay? The Jiva Brahma Aikya is a thought. Ajnana vritti is there and Jnana vritti is there. Both are vrittis, okay? Have you understood? Ajnana vritti is there and Jnana vritti is there. Ajnana vritti goes by Jnana vritti. Brahmakar vritti takes away the Ajnana akara vritti. Aham Jiva goes away by Aham Brahma. Okay? So that is gone. Then we say Brahma Jnanam has happened. Okay? Now, when you say that the Guru or that God is samartha enough to take out, he is samartha enough to put in. I understand. If he is samartha enough to take out the Ajnana, we say also many times, for the Gita, it's not that Arjuna really got confused. Bhagwan wanted to give Gita knowledge and therefore he appeared. Poor guy cried so much. What Bhagwan is a sankalpa. You understand? So this type of thoughts are there. This all depends on the seeker. All depends on the seeker saying what exactly do you want. You want to say that once it is there, I'm in your hand, Bhagwan, use me as an instrument for your goal. Or you say, Bhagwan, I want out once and for all, irrespective of what circumstances are there in the world. It all depends on the seeker, it all depends on Guru and God. Is it okay? So it is possible that you get mukti once and for all. And that is also possible by the mere sankalpa of a guru. But he doesn't keep doing sankalpa for anyone who is not ready. Forget about this. I am telling you, most of us are not ready for even small things in life. Little things to give up, we are not ready. When I ask someone to come for the sadhana camp and all, we have a whole list of things which people tell me. So interesting. So I have a class which I am taking, in which 5 people are attending. You know, something like that. Now here you are, we are saying we're talking about something serious. It's a chance to do some really, I'm not even talking about mukti or anything, just a chance to do something serious for a chance and may intensify your this sadhana or intensify a chance is given. We'll have 100,000 reasons why we can't do and not one reason why we should. We have so many reasons. This is a typical thing. So actually no one wants mukti. Everyone wants only what? Some form of a little bit here and there. When we are unhappy, we say, Bhagwan, mujhe mukta karo, mukta karo. The minute that sorrow thought goes away, immediately what? That is why he also knows that 99.99% of us are only for what? What? Mukti. So Bhagavan says, doesn't matter. Even if you want mukti, please come to the Guru. You want mukti, come to the Guru. You want mukti, come to the Guru. Mukti, I love this word. Mukti and mukti, meaning every one of us are qualified to be with the Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Let us next verse now.
Aneka janma samprapta karma bandha vidagine atmajnana pradanena tasmai shri gurave namaha. Tasmai shri gurave namaha.
Karma is bandhana. Karma phala is bandhana. Vasana created through karma is bandhana. Then we realize that all of it, akarma is also a form of bandhana. Then we realize that, and this is what we have collected through so many, what is it called? Janma Janmantara. What will happen? We say we want to come out of it. And then, by the knowledge of the Guru, we can come out of it. Let me talk to you about how karma can be bandhana. Sometimes even good karma can be bandhana. Any karma can be bandhana. Any action. By itself, any action has an element of bandhana in it. Why? Because if you do a karma, the result definitely you will have to suffer or enjoy. There is no getting out of it. So the minute you do a karma, the result is there. Sometimes our insistence on the karma phala becomes a bandhana. I want like that only and not like that and this way only and buy this one only and at this time only and here only. All these things become bondage. Isn't it true? I want only certain things at certain times and certain things. So that becomes. So karma becomes a bandhana, karma phala becomes a bandhana, insistence on the karma phala becomes a bandhana. You know, whenever you do action, you get one third result. One is the immediate result, the second is what you get as a outside result. The third is a very, very important. It's the vasana that is created because of the karma. And actual bondage is there. Because that vasana will create what? Future karmas. So the karma, at least the karma phala comes and it's over and done with, but the vasana will remain. And that vasana will create what? New I'm telling you, we've all formed vasanas that way. We ate a pizza the first time. I don't think anyone liked it much. Or we may find with this, people drink alcohol. At first, alcohol taste must be terrible because you see their face like that. Smoking also because you're taking something which is unnatural inside you. But slowly what happens, you start thinking it's very nice, your body needs it, etc. You keep smoking it. So it forms a vasana. I'm giving these as a grosser example because everything creates a vasana in our. A good vasana, bad vasana, whatever, likable, unlikable. Now that becomes a bondage. So now all of this, how do you remove? So aneka janma samprapta. Just by exhausting all these one by one in different bodies is not only possible because we have been taking bodies from innumerable lifetimes. We can continue taking bodies for innumerable lifetimes and still not get exhausted because in the process we form so many more also. So how do you do that? So all karmas are done by a karta. So karta becomes bhokta. So once the karta goes away, there is no bhokta, you're out of karma. How do you understand that karta, akarta? Now, a little Vedanta. Everyone, listen. Are you all listening? You can nod your head. So, you are listening. So, you are a Shrota. I am speaking. So, I am a Bhakta. Okay. Before you, I'm not sure because I see just a lot of names in front of me instead of their faces. So I'm not sure whether they are Shota or Sota. There's no way of knowing. If they come on, then I can make up. Some of you came on actually. Wonderful. Thank you very much because I want to know whether it's Shota or you're Sota. So, Shota. Now, so you are a Shota when you are listening. I am a Bhakta when I'm speaking. Before I started speaking, you were definitely not a Shrota of this lecture. You may be a Shrota of something else. I don't know what you were. Okay. So you switched off all that, whatever you listen, you say, okay, now let us listen to a talk. Okay. So before I started talking, did I exist or not? Yes, I existed. Now I am a Bhakta. Before I started talking, I was a Bhakta, not Bhakta. Okay. Before you started listening, you were a Shrota, not listener. Okay. After I finish my talk in 5 minutes time, you will become what? From Shrota to a Shrota. And I will become what? Bhakta to a Bhakta. Okay. So when this talking action is happening, I am a speaker. When the talking action is over, I am not the speaker. You are not the listener. So before I am a karta of an action, I am a karta. After the action is over, I am again a karta. Okay. Karta is a title that I assume with respect to this action. Is it okay? Karta is only a title that I assume. Speaker, Bhakta is only a title which I assume with action with respect to this action of talking. I am actually what? A Karta. I became Karta. I will again become what? A Karta. But Karta is not that when I am talking I am not a Karta. I am a Karta only, but I am assuming with respect to all these instruments, I am assuming the title Karta. Karta is an assumed title. This is what I want you to understand. Okay, what is this? So, I am actually a Karta, but Karta is an assumed title with respect to action. Okay, so I am a Karta. The Karta becomes Bhokta, but I am a Karta. This is called Jnanam. Aneka janma samprapta karma bandha. All that karma bandhan is for the Karta. But I am a Karta. Gurudev used to say beautifully when he would explain this thing, and I myself see this wonderful incident. In Uttarkashi, long before I joined the course also, Gurudev was sitting once in the Kutia Kapur Kuti on the veranda over there, and one Hari Kirtan person came and he was doing Hari Kirtan. Okay. And This is before I joined the course also. I really did not think he was much of a Hari Kirtan person. He was not very interesting as far as I was concerned. So, and he started doing Kirtan. He went for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and we were enjoying satsang with Gurudev. And now this person is doing this Kirtan going on and on and on. And I was really bored. So I was waiting for it to get over. And since it was not getting over, the manager, and anyway, it was dinner time. So I talked to the manager of the ashram at that time, and I told him, Prabhakar-ji, please can you ring the bell so that at least this whole thing stops, So he rang the bell, and then all of a sudden the Hari Kirtan person, he stopped also. Next day, and Gurudev used to be as he was talking like that, as though he was enjoying and all that. I was wondering what is so enjoyable about it. Anyway, next day morning, I went to do the Namaskar again. I said, Gurudev, I have a question. What is the question? He says, yesterday that Hari Kirtan person really bored me. How come you were not bored? So he says, look, he was making some sound. This is the word side. He was making some sound. That sound hit the tympanum, this was. Tympanum ears, in the eardrum, we call them. It hit the tympanum, and then that vibrations went into the mind, went to the brain, and the brain understood, the intellect understood, or did not, and then the message was sent to the head, and the head nodded. So when in all this thing that was happening, why should I get bored? You see this? Like I am different from all this. This action is happening. Guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sanchati. This is the knowledge that they have. I am the akarta. If I am the akarta, the karta will become the bhokta. Aneka janma. That is why I said karma traya nashyati sa eva muktihi. This is what Ramana Maharshi says. That all this karma bandha vidahine, all these karma bandhas are to the karta and not to anyone else. One man got married at the age of 20. Then again got married at the age of 30, second wife. Again got married at the age of 40, third wife. And by the time he was 50, with all the 3 wives and all the children that he had, he really got a heart attack and died at the age of 50. Okay. So many children, so he died at the age of 50. Now, when he died at the age of 50, which wife became a widow first? Which wife? Wife number 1, wife number 2, wife number 3. No, all 3 together, isn't it true? Similarly, which Sanchita Karma, Agami Karma, Prarabdha Karma, all of them at one stroke. And I'm not the karta, all this is not for me. Karma bandha vidahine, aneka janma samprapta karma. Atma jnana, by Atma jnana, what is Atma jnana? And the akarta, with that Atma jnana, what happens? I become free. And that padam that you attain because of that tattva that you attain, that is the good. Atma jnana pradhanena, tasmai shri gurave. Now, the rest of the verses that are there, we will see in the last day of our Jnana Yajna. Tomorrow, beautiful verses are there. And as I don't know how many of you are completely new to the concept of the Jnana Yajna, what we do on the last day of the Jnana Yajna is we offer Guru Dakshina. I am not anyone's Guru. Please let that be very, very clear. I don't want to be anyone's Guru also. I am not anyone's Guru. This is an offering to the Guru Parampara that we have. It's a tradition, this is the way we do. Now, Dana is different. Dana is given to Dina and Dakshina is given to Samartha. I am not Dina, you are also not Dina. The very fact that you're all sitting over there in this talk, that means you're all not Dina. So Dana is given to Dina, the needy. Dakshina is given out of a sense of gratitude. So whatever Yatha Shakti, Yatha Bhakti, Yatha, Bhakti, whatever you want to give, you may offer. This is given over here, and you go for the great cause that the Tumma Mission serves. Day after tomorrow, we have the Guru Padaka Puja, which will be done live in the ashram over here. We have a Purohit course happening in the ashram right now. And we have Vedaputras who are all studying the rituals and the pujas and all that. So all of us will be there and we have a guided meditation, not guided meditation, a guided group puja on Guru Purnima day. It will start at 7 sharp, so 5 minutes, 10 minutes before that we would like you all to be. We'll go online so that you will see how the puja preparations can be done. And then we will have the puja, which will continue for 1.5 hours maximum. I think 1 hour 15 minutes is what we will be able to do. So please do join us for the Guru Padika Puja. Not the Guru Padika, it will be Guru Parampara Puja. This is Guru Purnima. So starting with the first, this offer is to Guru Tattva. Bhagwan Vedavyasa, Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya, Thakur Maharaj, and Gurudev, like that we will be offering for puja. So do join us for that occasion also. Thank you very much and Om Namaskar. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhaveet, Asato Ma Satgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om. Namaskar.
Pranam Swamini ji, that was beautiful. We are so blessed to have the privilege of this satsang, whereby our lives are getting richer and more meaningful as we learn about Guru Mahima from Swamini ji. Thank you so much, Swamini ji. Our humble pranams. We take this opportunity to thank our Yagna Yajmans, Srimati and Shri Sandeep Kabra, as well as Srimati and Shri Ashok Rathi for their generosity. Chinmay Mission Nagpur की ओर से बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Now I request every one of you to join us for the Chinmay Aarti.
महाराज की
If anybody would like to be the Yajna Yajman, they can get in touch with Sunil Vyavhare, our secretary. His number has been shared in the chat box. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Hari Om.